Conservative New Media viewers, what's up? Hey, it's me, PFV, Paul F. Villarreal, J-Lin fans around the world. Look, obviously, as I told you in the last video, I certainly did not think I would be making a video this quickly about the Nets and J-Lin, but I was able to watch preseason game number 1, which I didn't think I was going to be able to do. I have a couple minutes, so here's the video. Also, let me tell you that John, JDV, is also likely to make a video tonight as well. What happened tonight? What happened was 101-94. Brooklyn Nets beat the Detroit Pistons in the first season game, as I mentioned. It doesn't mean much. Preseason is just kind of a feeling out process. Still, it's good to see, and for a team that's expected to be the worst in the league, according to prognosticators, it's great that the Nets got the victory. Of course, I want to talk particularly about Jeremy. Somebody asked me if I could talk about the roster. I want to keep this vid short, so I'm not going to go over everybody. Look, the Nets don't have a ton of talent, but one thing they do have is they have reasonable depth. Like, their second unit isn't so much worse than their first unit. So I think the bench is going to be able to do some things this year. I guess is the easiest way to say it. At least guys can come in and kind of keep the flow going rather than have a massive drop-off. Obviously, Brooke and Jeremy are more talented than their counterparts in the second unit, but still, there's reasonable talent in the second unit. Now, let's talk about Jeremy. That's why I'm doing this video. A couple things tonight. Number one, you saw that with how the offense is being played by Brooklyn is going to give Jeremy the opportunity to shine within that offense. Even though Brook Lopez is kind of the centerpiece and I think kind of the number one on the team in terms of pecking order, because they're moving the ball so much, that's going to favor perimeter players a lot. Jeremy's going to get opportunities. He's going to get open shots, and he's going to get driving possibilities as he did tonight. So I think there's a very good chance that Jeremy could end up leading the team in scoring or having a chance to do that because of the way that they are playing offense, which is, like I said, a lot of ball movement. Reminds me of the Spurs. And it's good to see. Here's what I really want to hit on tonight. Jeremy shot 5 of 8 from the three-point line. 21 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 2 turnovers. He only played 17 minutes, so he actually about 18 minutes. He had 21 points in 18 minutes. Shot 7 of 11 from the field. What I want to caution people on is Jeremy's shooting from the three-point line. He was awesome tonight. The thing I noticed about his shot more than anything else was it looked smooth. If you've studied Jeremy's shooting motion in the past, it looks like there's a hitch in it. Like there's kind of a flaw in the way that he shoots, and the smoothness is lacking. Tonight, the shot looked really smooth. But, again, what I want to caution people about is there was a season a couple of years ago for Jeremy, and I think it was the second season with Houston. He began the preseason and early in the regular season shooting the three-pointer incredibly well, like unbelievably well. And then it tapered off as the season wore along because I think Jeremy was shooting. He was using his legs a lot in his shot, and his legs wore down. So, this is awesome to see, but we have to see it over a sustained period of time. Of course, that's what Jeremy wants. He wants to have it a consistent shot. Nobody's going to shoot 5 for 8 every night. Nobody shoots that strong of a percentage. I mean, 40% is fantastic. But I'm not just going to sit here and proclaim, okay, the shot is fixed because he shot like this tonight. Because, like I said, we saw this a couple of years ago. We have to see Jeremy be able to do it over the whole season. That's when we'll know that his shooting form is where he wants it to be. I also will say this. Watching his shot, it's still a 2-motion shot as compared with a 1-motion shot. It doesn't look completely like a Steph Curry shot, which is what I think Jeremy is going for, is trying to achieve. It still looks like more of your basic shot where you jump and then you shoot. But to be honest, I think Jeremy's going for a 1.5 motion shot. I think that's what Doc Shepler, his shooting coach, said in the interview with Nate Gottlieb this summer. Kind of in between a Steph Curry shot and on the other end, like your traditional jump shot. So maybe he's going for something in between. Whatever the case, the only thing that matters for a shooter is, do you feel good? Like, does the motion feel comfortable to you? And is it going in? The shot was going in tonight, and Jeremy looked comfortable, and the shot looked smooth. So even if it's not exactly the form or the one motion shot perfectly, it doesn't matter as long as he's comfortable with it and it's working. So it was really exciting to see him shoot the ball like he did tonight. Although in the second half is when the shots got a little short. So that's when your legs get a little more tired. And what Jeremy's trying to do is he's just trying to eliminate the legs being a sticking point on the shot. That's one of the core things he's doing with the mechanics. In other words, rely less on leg strength for the shot so that his legs don't get worn out as much. And when they do get worn out, it doesn't make him miss shots. So it's still a work in progress. But look, obviously tonight was a great step in the right direction. Other than that, look, the guys played well. They played hard. They played pretty smart. And this was an exciting game to witness. Detroit is a good team. They're a solid playoff team in the East. They're legit. This isn't Summer League. This is real NBA competition. Yes, there are still about 5 guys that are hanging around on each roster that aren't going to make the roster for the regular season. So it's not regular season competition, but it's still a measuring stick. And the Nets looked pretty darn good tonight. Certainly JLin looked good tonight. And after the game, Jeremy said that he's feeling good. He's feeling comfortable. He's learning to kind of relax and enjoy playing again. And he basically said, look, when I feel good, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to play like this, basically. He also said that he feels confident about Brooklyn's ability to score the basketball, but he thinks the team needs to work on their defense a little bit. As he said, the Detroit had a 32-point quarter, which was the first quarter, and that's, you don't want to give up 32 points in a quarter. That would average to 128 points given up in a game, and that's far too much. You're looking more for like giving up 25 points a quarter, something like that. So that's a quick overview. That's all I'm going to do for tonight. I got on Twitter and just kind of said, look, Jeremy looks great. Also, Jeremy talked about after the game, because he was interviewed on Yes Network directly after the game, that he feels good being the leader. And he said he's always been the point guard, a starting point guard, which means you're basically the leader of the team, particularly on the offense. And you can see this is his natural role. He's happy doing it. He likes doing it. He's good at doing it. And the sideline reporter for the Nets said that it seems like the rest of the guys on the team are ready to kind of let Jeremy take over. And that's fantastic, because that's how Jeremy wants to play. I mean, you can tell that anywhere he's played, he wants to play that role. But he wasn't able to play that role consistently any place that he's been. Carmelo didn't want him to play it in New York. James Harden didn't want him to play it in Houston. Kobe didn't want him to play it in Los Angeles. He wasn't really able to do it in Charlotte because Kemba and Al Jefferson were more the leaders of the team. But now this is more his team, his and Brooks' team. And if you're the point guard and the ball's in your hands, you're basically the leader. No, even if the center's kind of more established figure, the ball's in your hands. So you kind of lead anyway. So I just think that this is a really good fit for Jeremy in terms of the role that he naturally is going to have on this team because he is the starting point guard. That's what he wants to do. The team seems like they're going to let him do it, and it looked great tonight. He played some good defense. Again, if you're not familiar with watching Jeremy, sometimes he will get beaten off the dribble. In other words, the initial move by the man he's defending, he will get by Jeremy, but then Jeremy recovers really well, and he's able to get back and contest a shot even if a guy gets behind him. And Jeremy's very good at help defense. He had a couple of nice plays on help defense where you go and assist to defend somebody else's man. He's really good at doing that. So it was an excellent night. I don't care that Jeremy had 1 assist and 2 turnovers, 1-to-2 ratio. That doesn't matter. He moved the ball. His assist numbers might be down a little bit this year because of how the Nets are playing offense, which is everybody's passing the ball instead of one guy is distributing the ball only. They want everybody passing the ball, which means the assist will be maybe distributed over the entire team rather than just one point guard averaging 10 assists per game. That's fine. And what you will see with Jeremy and this team is they will need Jeremy to score. Jeremy might be the best scorer on the team along with Brooks, so they're going to need him for points. And I think you will see that throughout the season. So JLin is back in New York. This is his debut game. He looked fantastic. Let me do it right now. Woo! This is really great to see. I mean, it just makes the story that much better. All of Jeremy has gone through. See him come back and return triumphantly tonight, and we're just getting started. One thing I'm happy for in a selfish perspective is that Jeremy plays on the East Coast now, and the games end a lot earlier. So that's a lot nicer for me personally if I'm going to make videos, and just for everybody that lives on the East Coast so we can go to sleep earlier. So that's about it. Hope you guys got to see the game, enjoy the game. If you live throughout the world and you were asleep when the game was taking place, if you can find a spot where they have the game and you can rewatch it, if you have NBA League Pass, I definitely would suggest checking it out. Jeremy basically played the first, second, and third quarters. He played the first 6 minutes or so of the first quarter, something like the last 6 minutes of the second quarter and the first 6 minutes of the third quarter, and then he was done for the night. So that's about it. Again, great to be back. It's awesome we're starting a new year. I have no idea when I'll make another video. It just depends on if I can see the game and if I have time to make a video. But things are really looking encouraging if you're a JLin fan. And like I said, the Nets are likely to be more competitive than people think they're going to be. That's my prediction. Sure, they might not win a ton of games, but I think they're going to be in a lot of games, and I definitely think they were going to win more games than people believe they're going to win, and that they are being predicted to win currently. I will try to put link to highlights in the video description below the video player. Take care. We will talk to you again soon, and I'll try to get down into the comments and respond to people as I am able to. Great night. Nets win 101-94. Let me see when the next preseason game for them is coming up. I honestly have no idea right now. 2 days from now, Saturday, October 8th, against the New York Knicks in Madison Square Garden. So Jeremy returns to the Garden. I would imagine it would be on Yes Network / League Pass, although that game, yeah, it should be on League Pass. So if you have that, you should be able to check it out if you live outside of, 150 miles of New York City or so. That's it. We'll talk to you again soon. Hopefully be able to catch that game. And take care until then.